let's dive right in. Today we're going to explore a really core teaching from A Course in Miracles. We're looking at Lesson 264, and it's got this single, incredibly powerful message about how we can get to the very root of our anxieties.
So let me start with a question. And let's be real, this probably hits home for just about everyone. Have you ever felt anxious, isolated, or just completely alone? These feelings are, a huge part of the human experience. But the lesson we're digging into today offers a pretty unique take on where they actually come from, and, more importantly, what we can do about them.
You see, the Course argues that all these feelings, they all point back to one single problem, what it calls the illusion of separation.
So what exactly is this illusion? What are we talking about here? It's this deep-down belief that we're all just separate little islands, cut off from each other and cut off from what the text calls God. And this one idea, this feeling of being separate, is pointed to as the true source of all our fear.
Okay, so if the big problem is this feeling of being separate, well, it kind of makes sense that the solution would be the exact opposite, right? It's about recognizing an all-encompassing love that actually connects everything and everyone. And that brings us right to the heart of Lesson 264. It all boils down to this one simple sentence: I am surrounded by the love of God. Now, this isn't meant to be just, a nice thought or a hopeful wish. It's presented as a statement of fact, a statement of reality, designed to tear down that illusion of being alone.
And this part is absolutely crucial. When the Course talks about this love of God, it's not talking about an emotion that comes and goes, like the love we might feel one day and not the next. No, it's defining this as the ultimate reality. Kind of like the air we breathe or the ground beneath our feet. It's the very fabric of everything, and it's always there.
So what does that actually mean for you, day to day? What does it feel like to tune into this reality? Well, it's said to provide three huge things: a deep, profound comfort when you feel distressed, an unwavering strength when you feel weak, and this steady, constant assurance when you feel lost or confused. And this is where it gets really interesting. The whole goal here isn't to change the world around you. It's about completely shifting the way you perceive it right from the inside.
So you've really got these two different ways of seeing the world. On one hand, you have the worldview based on separation, and that's where fear, isolation, and anxiety live. But on the other hand, you have this perspective based on unity, and that's where you find healing, forgiveness, and real connection. The entire practice is about consciously, deliberately choosing that second perspective over and over again.
Of course, it's one thing to understand an idea like this, right? It's a whole other thing to actually live it. So the big question is, how do we take this concept and put it into practice in our real, messy, everyday lives?
And that's the great thing. This isn't just some lofty, philosophical idea. The Course offers real, concrete exercises you can do to help you feel this love as a tangible thing every single day. Let's break down 3 of these daily practices. First, meditation. Simple as this, just visualizing a warm, radiant light all around you, enveloping you. Second, you've got affirmations. Just repeating simple phrases to yourself like, I am loved and I am safe, to start rewiring those old thought patterns. And third, and this one is so powerful, acts of kindness. Sharing compassion actually helps you become a channel for the very love you're trying to connect with. And if you want to go a little deeper, there are also a couple of reflective exercises. You could, for instance, just write about times in your life when you've genuinely felt the presence of love. Or you could try gratitude journaling. Every night, training your brain to spot just 3 things from your day that were examples of love. It actively shifts your focus to notice it more. By sharing love and compassion, you not only reflect the love surrounding you, but also strengthen your connection to it. I love this because it points to this amazing feedback loop. Giving love doesn't empty you out. It actually does the opposite. It reinforces your own awareness that you are, and you always have been, surrounded by it. So we end here, with the big question that the source material really leaves us to ponder. It's less of a final answer, and more of an invitation for you to think about. How could this awareness, this deep knowing that you are surrounded by love,
completely transform your relationship with yourself and how you show up and interact with every single person you meet. That's the challenge, and that's the promise of this lesson.